Alright, y'all, what's up? I'm back after taking a long-ass hiatus. Mainly been focusing on streaming, as I lost the motivation to do YouTube just because getting busy with work and a bunch of other stuff along those matters. So I figured, what better way to get back into YouTube uploading than a tier list? Everybody's favorite thing to do is tier list that gets people rattled. So, it's going to be a Dominion 4v4 tier list. I'm going to go through them down here from left to right in no particular... Well, there's going to be an order, but I'm just going to go left to right and we're going to work our way down to Ocelotl. This is my opinion. So this doesn't mean this is the end-all be-all. There are players way better than me that have their own tier lists. Do your research, compare your tier lists, and go from there. So, we're going to have the first one here, Warden, in C tier. He's just an average hero. There's really nothing more to him. He's just average. He's the poster boy. We got it's conk. I don't need to say anything else. It's conk. It's conk. I'm gonna put PK above Warden just because she has a bunch more mobility and she's actually pretty underrated. We're going to put Lawbringer here in B tier because he can trade and he's actually pretty scary once he gets going. He's just got no mobility and he can still get blown up. You just got to be pretty careful with him. He's still strong and his ganks are pretty nutty. He's a solid pick. The best force character in the game still. Berserker, dodge recoveries, Fury Flask, hyper armor, insane damage. It's Berserker. It's Berserker. And now we are going to get Bootleg Berserker in B tier. Imagine Berserker, but without the dodge recoveries. Valkyrie. I'm going to put her in S tier. Strictly just because she can shut down a Berserker and make it very... Well, it's hard to shut down a Berserker, but she can make it very difficult for a Berserker to do what he wants. And she has a very strong selection of feats. Warlord, I'm going to put in here between... Raider and LB, just above LB because Warlord has a bash and he can set stuff up. He has Jug, he has Hyper Armor, he has Fury Flask. Just overall better feats than Lawbringer. Now Goki, I'm actually saying that he's A tier because of his headbutt. His headbutt's really strong, his tier 4 is really strong, he has longbow, he has hug gank. Only thing is with Goki is when he charges up on his unblockable, there's, like, let's be honest, there's really no threat, especially if there's a Berserker. The Berserker's going to out-trade you. There's really no threat. But his headbutt is very annoying, and he can get scary when he's just throwing heavies. Now, Kensei, I'm going to put in C tier, just below PK and above Warden. Just because he has hyper armor, and Kensei can team fight more than Warden. He can actually dodge around and trade. Not effectively, but he can still team fight better than Warden. Orochi. Orochi's going to be an A tier pick above Goki. This will all even out in time. It's Orochi. Storm Rush to kick, and Orochi ganks are nutty. He can set up ganks really well. He has dodge recoveries. It's Orochi. He's still really strong even after the Storm Rush nerf. Next we have Nobu. Nobu's going to be at the very top of A. The only thing honestly holding Nobu back is an unblockable and her offense being reactable. She has Way of the Shark, her dodge lights, she has some pretty decently strong feats. Arrow Strike, I believe is what it's called. The tier 2 and then the tier 3. If somebody's bleeding, you can do a really nasty, like almost pseudo one-shot combo where they guard break for the arrow strike. You arrow strike them and then you can longbow them right afterwards. Especially while they're bleeding, it's very nutty. And her peels are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And if there's an Orochi and Nobu, you're put into a lose-lose gank. You either eat the kick or you eat the heavy. Especially with these dodge changes, really. It's a lose-lose whenever a Nobu is ganking you. There's no way you're getting out of a gank, and she can combo well with a bunch of other S-tier picks you're getting ready to see. Now, Centurion, I'm gonna put him. I'll put him in B tier above Raider, if it'll let me. No, go over here. Strictly just because of his ganks, and he has Phalanx and Pugio. Centurion ganks are very strong still. He just can't team fight, and he's a pretty decent duelist. So that's why he's there. Gladiator, let's be honest, you bring Gladiator for the gank and the toe stab. He's a very safe duelist, and that's about it. You just bring it for toe stab skewer gank. He's too squishy. He's too squishy. He only has his strong duels and toe stab going for him. And then at least he's better than Highlander. This is before the Highlander rework, before it comes live. So yeah, like you got Highlander's gang. Highlander's ganks are worse. His ganks are worse versions of the ones up above. Shaman. Shaman is really good in duels. She can break rotations, but she just doesn't have anything to go for in a team fight aside from getting a little bleed off every so often or getting your Fury Flask. Like, she really just doesn't have much going for her. She definitely needs something, but you got to be careful not to buff her too much. You'll see, like, in us when I get to a specific hero. But she's very strong in her one role in Dominion, which is 1v1s in the chase kills and break rotations. Now, Shino, even though he's banned in comp, he's still very fucking strong. His ganks are busted. He is a very safe hero. It is very hard to lock down a Shino. And his deflect's really fucking strong. You think you're gonna gank a Shino? Guess what? He just deflected right out of it. And he has shurikens. He can shotgun you, which is stupid. I don't know why that's still in the game. So we're gonna put Musha here, just above PK. Musha's a safe duelist. He's a very safe duelist. And you really only bring Musha to counter Medjai. That's about it. Good luck trying to full guard a Zerk over and over, because the Zerk's just going to out-trade you. Yeah, you can do your kick variant, but guess what? The Zerk's just going to dodge recover back in anyways. It's you only bring him to counter Medjai. That's about it. Now, who I consider to be one of the best duelists in the game, we're going to get Wunatiandi. Very safe character, some pretty strong feats. Thing is with him, he has his dodge recoveries. He's very hard to gank, but it's also somewhat difficult to set up ganks with him. He's a very selfish hero, if that makes any sense, because you can bring support like Rally Call, Doom Banner, and what is it? I think he has Battle Cry and Morale Booster. You can bring those, but you're literally just better off bringing either Rally Call or Tireless, Doom Banner, Life Leech, and Indomitable. So he's just a very selfish hero. Now, at the tippy top of B tier here, we're going to put JJ. And you'll see why JJ's down here once we get to the other picks up here. JJ's got some really strong feats. His ganks are pretty good. Granted, most of the time, somebody's setting up for the JJ. He has his unblockables. He has the recoveries. It's just there's going to be a particular hero up here you'll see that'll shut down all of his bullshit. Now we have Nux. Nux is honestly, so here's the thing with Nux. In duels, she's very fucking strong. She has the trap mechanic and cow traps. If you play her specifically to duels, you'll do fine. But her ganks are pretty nutty too. She can get a lot of damage. She does a lot of damage, and a lot of people don't realize that. She does a lot of fucking damage. And I'd honestly say that's an issue, but it's not as big as an issue as certain other things. There are more pressing issues than Nuxia's damage, but you honestly bring her only if you know you're going to win. I'd consider her a throw pick if it wasn't for the cow traps. Shaolin. I'm going to put Shaolin in S above Valk. And the reason why is mainly because of Invigorate and his mobility and his ganks. Invigorate is so fucking strong. Like, it honestly, Invigorate needs a fucking nerf. Because it doesn't matter if you parry it, block it, deflect or whatever, the Shaolin's getting value from it, and that's a problem. And he can cleanse, flask, and bleed and all that over and over and over, and it adds up. Invigorate's super fucking strong. And he has his key stance lights. And in matchmaking, you can flicker with him. Which that honestly needs to be removed, the flicker. But he is very fucking strong. So next here, we have old Billie Eilish, Black Prior. Counters all of the bullshit that these do. That's bull. It's the bullshit prior. He counters, or the bullshit preventer. That's what I'm gonna call him, the bullshit preventer. He counters all the bullshit that these do, and all the bullshit that everybody else does down here. You get tired of the bullshit, pick BP. But for real though, he has backstep lights, and they're crushing counterable. His forward dodge heavy is extremely safe. He has a lot of stuff going for him, and he's very difficult to gank, and he controls the pace of a team fight. I love playing him. You got to play him very analytical in a team fight. It's very fun to do so. We got Yorm. She's going to round out the bottom of A tier. She's there just to stall, really. That's about it. She's really just for stalling, and you can gank with her. But she's a better ganker than, I would say, Sent by just a small margin. Just because of her stalling, her Ragnarok, her hitboxes. She has better hitboxes than Sent. So that's why she's there. Hito carry. This abomination that's running around with hyper armor on red back, heavy on red. She's going into A tier. The more and more we've been playing around with her, at least from my personal opinion, she's very fucking strong. She just has very difficult feats to work around with. She doesn't have Jug, like, she doesn't really have good feats. You have that one where you can heal everybody by executing, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to let you do that in a team fight. They're just not going to let you do that. Her hitboxes are good. She can peel very fucking well, and they increase the tracking. I don't know why they gave her the 100 MS hyper armor. Like, who the fuck was getting hit out of 300 MS chain hyper armor? So she's very fucking strong. I'm interested to see how many Hitos are going to be played in the tournament. But a very fucking strong character. So Zanhu here, just below JJ. Zanhu is everything JJ does, but fully reactable. That is literally it. Now, Warmonger. I'm gonna put her above Warlord. And the main reason is she can, don't get me wrong, she can team fight pretty good. She has the unblockable, but anybody with the brains like, hey, there's a Warmonger in the enemy team, focus the fucking Warmonger. Don't let her get her tier 4. If you focus her, she can't really do anything. She has some decent ones, but you focus her, she can't do anything. So that's why she's pretty much middle of the road. Now this one I'm actually glad to say. Griffin is actually a strong fucking pick now. He's a very strong pick. You can do multiple things with him. His tier 1, the lower damage in a team fight, pop that on a Berserker. Hell yeah, that actually hurts the Berserker more than you think, because that lowers his damage and his trading. You could even put it on somebody like Medjai or BP. Make his flip do less damage. Very fucking strong. You have your Draconite Mist, which can heal everything. You can either run the tier 3 crossbow or Fury to get some insane fucking damage. It is insane. His hitboxes are really good. And then he has Champion Zora. The only thing is his neutral bash is reactable, but you have the enhanced forward dodge light to help you out, to initiate in team fights and to get into your offense. A very strong pick. I suggest everybody give him a try. So we got Femboy Kyoshin here. He's going to go below Raider. And the main reason why is the moment an unblockable gets into play, Kyoshin can't really do anything. He's got counter GB gank. He has Arrow Strike, and his tier 1 does a lot of fucking damage. But the moment an unblockable is in play, you're not really going to be able to do anything. And yeah, he can counter these dodge recoveries if they hit him. But the Kyoshin, like if you full guard a Berserker in a team fight, that Berserker is going to look at you like, here's a juicy, what is it, like 30 something damage that you're going to eat. It's not really worth it. That's why you just, like, if you want to play Kyoshin, just pick BP. He's a better Kyoshin. So now we got Pirate. I'm going to put her just above Goki. She is pretty much Pirate on release now. Minus the revenge from the gunshot. Her gunshot ganks are really fucking strong. Skewer ganks fun and strong. She can stall pretty well with Indomitable. Her trick shot can win you a team fight. A very strong hero. It's just that her onesies are complete ass. 1v1s with Pirate are fucking booty cheeks. Other than that, really fucking solid. Really good recoveries. Now the last S tier hero I'm going to pick. Medjai. Grab gank, hitboxes. It's Medjai. What more needs to be said about Medjai? Get a Medjai and a Shaolin on your team. Oh my fucking god. Ganks for days. You can literally 100-0 somebody with Medjai and Shaolin gank. It's Medjai. It's fucking Medjai. Afira, another banned hero in tournaments. She's going in A tier just below Roach. She has backstep crushing counter lights. She has a tier 1, a very strong tier 1, and a very strong tier 3. The tier 3 is a whole ass option select essentially. And the fact that you can use it out of stam. Dear God, if you're trying to run away and there's an Afira chasing you and she pops that tier 3, good fucking luck. You're not running. This bitch can catch up to Shaman when she has rush. That is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. There's been moments where I was playing Shaman. I pop rush to run away, and Arabian Thighs is just chasing me down like it's a Sunday stroll. It's fucking... that shit's terrifying. She's very strong. Her neutral bash is pretty fucking strong. She has her cartwheel, the chain crushing counters. Very strong hero. Very strong. And finally, Ocelotl, Mr. Unga Bunga. At the bottom of B tier. Just because of his ganks and his 400 MS chain lights. He's a ganker, but he's not as good as a ganker as somebody like Cent or Shino or Roach. He's not as good as a ganker. Ocelotl was really made just for casual players to gank with a pin. Like, he is just Unga Bunga. That is Ocelotl. Ocelotl's Unga Bunga. But that's my thoughts and opinions on this tier list. If y'all have any disagreements, please let me know in the comments. I'm interested to hear what y'all are saying. Anything in here that surprises you, let me know. If there's anything I can improve on in the video, let me know. And I hope all y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to check out my Twitch where I stream on my off nights. Internet depending and work schedule depending. Especially being in detention, you can get called in at a moment's notice. But I appreciate everybody that stopped by. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to become a SEAL baby. And I'll see all y'all in the next one.